of Bell Hooks in Greenwich Village. She's an author, cultural critic, and feminist, and she was deeply moved by and influenced by Paulo Freire. I talked to her about her remembrance of him.
Well, like many people who have studied Paulo Freire, I first came to his work through reading his books, and then when I was in graduate school, he came to the University of California, Santa Cruz, and I was, at that time, I just published my first book, Ain't I a Woman, Black Woman, and Feminism, and people actually tried to keep me out of what was going to be a small group of 25 people meeting Paulo Freire because they didn't want feminist issues to intrude upon this man of this, great educator coming from another country. And someone said, this is just absurd. This is what education is all about. And they gave me their slot. And sure enough, I wanted to ask Paulo about all of those, comments about liberation being about men coming into their humanity and manhood. And when I did, people immediately tried to silence me. And he won my heart forever because he said, stop. What are you trying to do? You shouldn't. She's absolutely right to question. That's what I am saying in my work. And for that moment, he was such an incredible embodiment of who he was as a teacher and as a human being in the world that he said, look, I'm writing about openness and interrogation and the fact that people should be able to ask questions, that's what learning is about. So I don't want anybody keeping someone from asking me difficult questions about my work. And that was the beginning of my personal relationship with Paulo Freire, which continued and over the years that we talked about the way I was trying to bring a feminist component to education for critical consciousness, because so many of the men that have been influenced by Paulo's thinking have not wanted to move it forward, even though he has championed the notion of moving it in a more progressive direction around language, in relation to gender, around how we think about liberation.